Good morning. Good morning. So let me go and do all the things to get this popping up live everywhere it's supposed to. All right. I think it might be working. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, give me just a second. And when you get here, make sure that you say hello in the comments and let me know that you're here. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Oh, have I got it going? I think so. Perfect. All right. Let me get back over here. There's so many little windows open. All right. So it's an amazing day today. And, yesterday I made sure I got off the live at a certain time because I was already grateful that the person was going to show up and do my yard. And they showed up, they did the yard, and it looks amazing. So it just feels good. Like this morning, I went outside for a few minutes, and it was like, oh, it just feels so good to have the yard looking a little more tidy. And I do have quite a lot area that is all natural, and that looks nice too. But to have the parts that are supposed to be manicured actually look manicured, that's always better. And I had so much, just enough rain to really get everything green and growing, and it just needed tidying up a little bit. So it was great to have him here and take care of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab whoops, where in the world is it? Let me grab my affirmations and journal prompts. And let's just see what we've got for today. I'm looking. All right, so I'm excited for getting another day of our magical affirmations. I hope you are too. All right, so here we go. Oops, where's my stuff? There we go. I can't believe it's already, almost May. Wow. Isn't that amazing? It's like sometimes it feels like time is slow, and then other times it feels like it's really fast. And my necklace is a little wonky. For some reason right now, and I don't know if it's spring, if it's because it's spring, we just had the time change, but it feels like things are going fast. And it just may be, there are people that say that it's because of the moon and it's because of the different vibrations that are happening in the world right now. I don't know what it is, but it does feel like things are speeding up. And not to say that we are speeding up, but it feels like things are happening and passing. It's really interesting. And like I've said before, time is really an illusion, because the thing that I shared, not too long ago, was that I had a podcast guest that was in Australia, and the night that we were working, it was that time the next day for her, and it just felt really strange to realize, she's already in tomorrow, and we were there together. So time, it's like, it's a funny thing, right? And I don't know about you, but I've had times where I would be doing something and it would feel like a lot of time had passed, but then it hadn't. And it's like, wow, that just seems strange, because it felt like I'd been there a long time. And, and I've had other times that I was rushing a little bit because I thought I was running out of time trying to get some things done. And then I'd look at the clock and, whoa, I can't believe it. I've got a whole bunch of time left. So it's really strange how time works. And I wonder sometimes really, I wonder, you know, years ago, people didn't have clocks every single place to see what time it was. And so I guess they watched the sun, or they let their bodies tell them when it was time to eat and when it was time to do these different things. And that seems like a strange concept too. And I really wish we could, or I would like to get back to that place where we just, all of us, we go to bed when it's time to go to bed, and we wake up when it's time to wake up, and we eat when it's time to eat, just because that's what our body's asking us to do. So, especially with the morning and the night, it's being in that circadian rhythm, right? And which gets messed up a little bit when they change the time, because, where our circadian rhythm is when the sun goes down and when the sun comes up, and it's just all of that stuff as our body knows things. So it gets a little out of whack when they do the time change. But hey, that's okay. We can't change that, right? Not right now, anyway. All right, so let's get to the affirmation. All right, so today's affirmation, and we've had a similar one before. Do you remember me sharing the laughter on the train, and how laughter changes things? So, laughter is my magical potion that uplifts my spirit instantly. But not only yours, if you're somewhere and something happens that makes you laugh, then the people around you are uplifted too. Like I shared that laughter on the train, and to me that is really really cool. And if you'll think about it, when you go somewhere, and even if nothing's happening, let's say for instance, the other day, my daughter and I, we were in the car, going somewhere, I don't remember, and she was obviously looking at something on her phone, and she just started laughing. I didn't have a clue why she was laughing, but I started laughing, and then I said, "What's so funny?" And she said, "Oh, I'll tell you later." Well, then all of a sudden it's like, "Well, I want to know now." But it made me laugh just hearing her laugh, and it raised the vibration in the car, right? And so, um, as you go through your day to day, look at what things can you do to give yourself that magical potion of laughter. And, whether it is talking to someone on the phone that is funny, watching some videos, or watching a comedy show, going out to be around people and finding reasons to laugh and see how that affects other people. It would be a great, great experiment and game to go through your day to day, seeing what kind of laughter comes up. And remember the thing, what we focus on, we create. So if you're really focusing on what's going to happen today that'll have me laughing, or having someone else laughing that I can join in, you're going to find that you're going to see many more things to laugh about, right? It's just amazing how that happens. And, you know, I love watching a comedy. I love going to comedy shows, and I haven't been in a while, but I do love going. And so sometimes I'll watch them on YouTube, or I'll watch them on the one of the channels. Usually it's Hulu or something. But there's so many times I just feel like this. I want to have this laughter around me, and so that may be something that happens to you too. And so if it is, then it's your intuition telling you that your vibration needs to be elevated a little bit. And that's one of the things that will elevate a vibration just like that, is laughter. So find things to laugh about. Find things that are funny. Get around people that make you laugh. My niece The one that I've told you, she has the double pneumonia and she's getting better. But she is one of those people that it seems like every single time we talk, she says something. I don't know what it is. And she says that she loves talking to me because I laugh at all of her jokes. I laugh at the things that other people don't think are funny. But when she and I are talking, it's like we kind of feed off each other and we get this laughter thing going. It's really, really cool. And so having a conversation with her always ends up with some laughter in there somewhere. So, do you have a friend that is that way, that every time you talk to them, they have this ability to say something that gets you laughing? And and I don't mean laughing at their own expense. Those are not the kind of comedy things that I like. I like comedy that is just funny, but not by putting themselves down or somebody else down. Because to me, that is, even though you might laugh at it, I think in the back of your mind, you're thinking, ooh, that doesn't feel so good. And you kind of laugh and bring it up and bring it down at the same time. So choose wisely what you're going to be listening to, and just see, how does that change you for the day, right? All right, so now I'm going to get to the journal prompt. All right. So I'm moving fast today. The journal prompt is: recall a recent time when laughter changed your mood or the mood of those around you. And that's what I was just talking about. And it's really fun to have you ever had the thing where I know this happened a lot as a kid. Somebody would go, they'd be in the middle of a crowd and all of a sudden they'd point up and start looking, and all of a sudden you'd see everybody looking up, right? And there was nothing there. The same thing happens with laughter. You start laughing with one of your friends or even by yourself, and the people around you, especially if you're in a close crowd, they will start laughing too, just because laughter is contagious kind of thing, right? If you're going to be around something that's contagious, let's let it be laughter. And, because it's moods of people are contagious. You can have a great mood and feel wonderful and get around a crowd of people that are depressed and, upset. Perhaps maybe their team didn't win, and suddenly it's like this crushing thing. Even if you are not planning on participating and you don't feel that way about this team, just the fact that everybody around you has that, it may not put you back to the place where they are, but it lowers your mood to better fit into the vibration of those you're around. So let laughter build you up. And if you can get that laughter infectious enough, the vibration of the whole place will change. And it's amazing how much control we have over that. And, we can choose what vibration we want to have. And when we pick a high vibration of laughter and love, then we start attracting people that have that same kind of vibration. We don't attract those people that will pull our vibration down, right? So it's an amazing thing. And then look at what was funny and how did the laughter feel transformative. And that's, to me, that part is really part of the first part, right? Um, Recall a recent time when laughter changed your mood or the mood of those around you. Does it really matter why it was so funny? But you can look at that. And then sometimes if you look at that and then you can get into the idea of the feel of it and why it felt transformative, then it makes it a lot easier to find that spot again. That's the main thing. And so a lot of times, with clients, I will say, I'll try to take them, if let's say, for instance, they're wanting to be happier in life, just using this scenario, right? They're wanting to laugh more and be happier. one of the things that I help them do is find a time in their life, and it doesn't matter whether it was when they were really little or midway or last week, it doesn't matter, to find a time that they felt that way, that they want to feel. And then we do things to anchor that emotion in so that they can bring it up just like that. And that way, when they feel that they're slipping into some old moods and habits that they don't really want anymore, then they can just boop, bring that feeling back. And it's an amazing gift that we have as humans to be able to do things like that at will. And it's a beautiful gift that we give ourselves. All right, so remember your affirmation. Let me bring it back up. Your affirmation: laughter is a magical potion, uplifting my spirit instantly. Make sure you're putting that on your index cards, your sticky notes, your screensaver on your phone, your mirror in your bathroom, or a mirror anywhere with a chalk marker. Whatever you need to do to have that front and center, right? And then use that and just, I would say when you say it, give a little laughter to it. Laughter is my magical potion. You know, give it some emotion, give it some feels, because it's been proven that, affirmations can change things so much. But just saying the affirmation doesn't really move the needle so much. But saying it with feeling and emotion and that actually moves the needle in a way that you cannot even comprehend, right? There are science experiments that have measured how this all takes place and how this affects things, and it's there. It's scientifically, it's there. And those of us that are spiritual beings, we know it's there, right? We know that we can change the way we feel by the things that we're thinking and doing and saying, right? Then we get to our journal prompt, and we write the journal prompt in our journal. We write it in a notebook, wherever it is that we can come back to it, right? So make sure the thing that I like to do, and I'm not telling you what to do, you don't have to do it this way. But I feel that if you write the date at the top and you put the affirmation and the journal prompt together, and then you brain dump with all the things, then when you come back another time and you look, you can know what things went together and how that affected you, right? So if you were to go tonight and write out this journal prompt and answer the questions, then even come back later and look and see that, wait a minute, I even forgot about this one thing that was laughter and changed my mood. Good morning, Kimmy. But it is a gift we give ourselves, right? Laughter. Oh. So Kimmy, I'm talking about. Let me get the affirmation back up. It is: laughter is my magical potion, uplifting my spirit instantly. And with the journal prompt, I'll just ask you, since you're here now, is there a time that recently, and it doesn't even have to be in the recent past, but it could be further in the past, where laughter has changed your mood or changed the mood of those around you? And I know we kind of talked about this quite a while back, and I shared the video on YouTube, the laughter on the train, and how this one person on the train was laughing and it caused the entire train to change their whole mood. And actually, laughter changes the physiology of your body. And do you know that there are scientific experiments too that say that when you're laughing, that the cells of your body can actually repair themselves? And the fact that our bodies can do so much, the more you get into this state of positive awareness, laughter. Last night, spent time with my family. We were all laughing. Beautiful, beautiful. And isn't it funny how it can just be so contagious? And I'm thinking about, there was a time that a friend of mine and I had gone to dinner, and when one of us would think of something that was funny and we'd start laughing, well, the other person would be laughing, and then we didn't know. And then the trying to tell them what was funny would make us laugh even harder. And it was like we were having the best time, and half the time we could not even communicate what was so funny. But it was a magical, magical night, and we had the best time. And so to me, the amazing thing to think of is, we know that stress and anxiety cause disease in our bodies, right? And one of the ways that it does that is it shortens the telomeres of our genes, our cells. Our cells are all they don't replicate in the same way. So stress and anxiety changes our genetics. Good morning, Erlyn. How are you? But when you can laugh, laughter allows the telomeres to lengthen, and which is your feel good, your youthful, healthy genes, right? And I'm not a scientist, so I'm just spouting off the things that I've seen of the studies, and I may not be accurate in some of my terminology, so you have to forgive me, or you don't have to forgive me, but that it is what it is. I'm just sharing. So, but laughter and the vibration of laughter actually allows your cells to heal themselves. Just think about that. If every single time you watched something or you were with someone and you were laughing, and your body is saying, wait a minute, let's heal this body, let's heal this body. Wouldn't it be worth it to find things to make you laugh? And sorry, I got a hair or something on my face. But it is a beautiful thing. And so if you're in a place where you're feeling a little stressed or anxious, find something to get the laughter going, because that's what's going to heal your body and heal your thoughts, right? I mean, don't you feel amazing when you've been laughing? I know, Kimmy, you said last night you spent time with your family and everybody was laughing. Didn't that almost feel like, you were on top of the world? Everything feels good, that all the colors are brighter, everything feels amazing, right? And yes, and isn't that so much better than sitting and worrying about things and getting all caught up in what's going on in another part of the country, or maybe there's somebody in your family that may be sick and it doesn't help them. And I'm not telling you what to do. I don't even know how to say it. I'm just wanting to make you more aware that if you've got someone in your family that's sick, and it's normal to start feeling like some anxiousness, right? However, when you get that anxiousness, go into prayer, get some people around you like this community. I brought you all into prayer when my niece went in the hospital, right? Get into some prayer, but then as quick as you can, get into something that gets you laughing. And then as you're laughing, you can send them love and light and joy and peace and laughter and healing, right? Because what your vibration's doing, you can send that out. And so choose, right? And I had yes, that is the truth. I've told this story before, but I had a friend that he was always, whew, like, it kind of like, what is it Eeyore, the one that everything's always wrong, everything's always bad, the bad mood, but that's the way he was. And and I liked this guy, and I thought he was a great guy, and he really was. But man, would he be draining on the energy. And there were times that he would be laughing and doing things, but it's like as soon as he realized that he was laughing and doing things, he'd go back down into that depressed state. And so he actually got aggravated at me because when I get up, I feel happy. And, and for the most part, I'm happy most of the time. And he would say, I don't know how you do that. And I'd say, just do it. I choose to be happy. I choose to focus on the good things. I choose to focus on the things that make me feel good and in turn change the vibration around me. That's what I choose to do. Now, have I had things in my life that could have taken me down and kept me there? Hell yeah. Who doesn't, right? But we make a choice. But if for some reason he just could not or would not do it, no matter what. And we ended up not staying together because we were dating and we dated for a little while, but it just wasn't working out because there was this this bridge that couldn't be walked over, right? Because I could not go to where he was because it didn't feel good, and he could not come to where I was very often. And sometimes he could, but it was like this is not working out. This does not feel good to me. And I appreciate you. I think the world of you. You're a great person, but this is not how I want to be and live my life. And I knew if in that state of his life, and I don't even remember how old he was, but he wasn't that old. And so I knew that it wasn't going to get better. And I think one of the things, and I know you've dealt with this recently, Kimmy, the one thing we know is that we can't change another person. We can only change us. And so it's an amazing place to get to where you realize that you can choose if they do not fit with you, no matter how wonderful they are, no matter how you feel about them, it's time to move on because it's not going to get better from there. We're not going to fix them. We're not going to, be so amazing that suddenly they see the light. No, they are who they are, and you either have to accept them as they are and say, okay, this is how it's going to be, and it could be this way or worse, and I'll have to be okay with that. Or you have to say, I want something different in my life, and that's what I choose. And that's what I did. And like I said, I've thought of him quite often because he was a great guy. And when I think of him, I wonder, did he ever find that happiness in life? I don't know. I don't know whatever happened to him. I have no earthly idea. But, it's amazing sometimes I do, like I said, I think of him, but it's not like I wish we had gotten together, anything like that, because I know I did the right thing. It was not a good thing, right? And I mean, he had some emotional things going on that were not good. And so the thing to remember is that this whole story is to recognize that we get to choose if the vibration of someone, let's just say that they're happy most of the time and right now they're down, you can kind of help them a little bit. However, you can't help them to your detriment. So that's the old thing about putting on the oxygen mask on you first when the plane starts going down so that you can actually help people, right? And so if you spend all your time wallowing with them in their misery, you're not helping them and you're definitely not helping themselves. So there's a fine line sometimes where we become an enabler, where we become all these things. And what I'm really wanting you to think of is that, and I know, and I admire you so much, Kimmy, because you did this recently. You choose. I know this is not right, and then I'm going to do what I need to have a better life. And it's a beautiful thing. And one of the ways we change this vibration within us is with laughter. So I challenge you today to go out wherever you are And instead of, like I shared earlier, you know how when we were kids and somebody would point at the sky and then everybody would start staring at the sky, even though nothing was there. Go into a crowd. I'd love to get some feedback from you guys. Go into a crowd and just laugh. Just start laughing. Play some something laughing, like a child laughing. Oh my gosh, won't that do that really quick? Right? I mean, look how many videos there are on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and everything with kids laughing, that it's just like you could almost make that your playlist to get you going, right? But just laugh. And even if you're not feeling in that great a mood and you start laughing, it's going to bring that up, and it's going to bring it up for the people around you. So, your journal prompt: recall a recent time when laughter changed your mood or the mood of those around you. What was funny, and how did that laughter feel transformative? So, do this today. Experiment. And then tomorrow we'll be live at 10 a.m. Eastern. And I would love for you to share in the group today any experiment that you do going out and laughing. Or maybe you could share, Kimmy, your experience yesterday with your family. That laughter, really, really got everybody in such an amazing space, amazing vibration and mood. But tomorrow I'm going to ask, did you experiment with laughter? Because I'm telling you, it is an amazing, amazing experiment to do. All right. So you have an amazing, magical, laughter-filled day. And I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. And make sure you go in the group and you post things. Let them know what you're doing and share, because that's what this group is for. It's for sharing and nurturing each other, cheering each other on, all of these things. And so if you're watching and are listening and you're in a different place than the Make Lasting Change group, and you know that this work is amazing and that you would love to be part of the group, just go in and ask. And all you have to do is go to VickiePoole.com. That's VickiePoole.com. You'll be prompted to answer questions, and make sure you answer all the questions. And then you will be admitted into the group, and you can join us, because there is so much good happening. And right now I'm playing with getting some more guests for next month that will be sharing their expertise and things that will really, really support everybody in the group. All right. So like I said, have an amazing, magical, laughter-filled day, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, hey, Ginger, I was talking about you earlier. I talked about, and I just saw you, so I just real quick, I'll recap on that. I was talking about how this is all about laughter, and that it seems like every time we have a conversation, I'm laughing, and that you say quite often that you love talking to me because I laugh at all your jokes. So I was sharing that earlier. And it is the truth. I have the best conversations with her. Actually, I'll call you when I get finished. How about that? So this is my amazing niece, Ginger, that has just shown up on the scene. And so, like I said, everybody have... I love that, Ginger. For those of you that are watching other places, Ginger just shared one of the memes of her laughing, so it's funny. I wish that would share onto the comments and stuff, but it does not. But you have an amazing, magical, laughter-filled day, and I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Mwah.